That's little technical glitches. We hope to correct it sometime. Well, the match is still on, and it is 29th minute into the first half. As it's still goalless, we see Chelsea struggling against Bournemouth. And it's not just about Chelsea. It has been on both ends. Chelsea trying to score Bournemouth, and Bournemouth also against Chelsea. So what do you have to say about this now?
Yeah, it seems you are happy that Chelsea is struggling.
I don't know.
But
I have to just look at it like Chelsea is struggling. Yeah, the momentum actually dropped, but it's not like they're actually struggling. It's 30 minutes already. They've actually played 30 minutes. So both teams have actually gotten into the game proper and trying to be very careful against each other. It's still an open game. At 30 minutes, still 0-0. It will take I don't want to see Ben Chilwell coming in up front. It should just please not make that error of a substitution. Because I don't even expect Modric going out anytime soon, because he has actually been one of the brightest player for Chelsea this first half, no doubt. He has given a good account of himself. And I still expect Chelsea to take victory in this game.
Okay, what did we see differently Pochettino did in the last match? In the selection for the Chelsea squad? What did he do differently from what we are seeing today? The
formation, of course. It was using 3-4-2-1.
3-4-2-1.
This is the first time I'm seeing him in the Premier League this season, playing a diamond formation, 4-5-1, 4-2-3-1 formation. And when we now look at how this thing is, to me, Chelsea will be more comfortable playing with a formation like this compared to the 3-4-2-1. That one was a bit tacky. And you have a lot of expressive players. Mainly, I think it's that formation that made us look like we don't have a playmaker. We have players that can do the job. Modric, in a 4-2-3-1 formation, can be a playmaker. He will be playing in from the wings. And he will do a lot of jobs. There is this other guy too, Madueke. Those guys, when you allow them play into the middle, they can create chance. And what is the job of a playmaker? Is to create. So when you create, then you get goals. Well, I think the formation change. I think somebody that advised him really gave him a good advice. Because when you have expressive players up front, you need to play expansive football and let everybody express themselves in the game. Not when it's too tacky and everybody has to play to too many rules. Players will get tired of it.
All right, players will get tired of it. And talking about the coach of Andoni Iraola, not much is known about him. We have not seen, not much is known about him. So, with what he's putting up against Chelsea, don't you think he's raising up his profile?
Yeah, sure, he's raising up his profile. He's raising his profile, but you have to look at the pattern of play from Bournemouth. It has actually always been the same pattern right from time, and they're still maintaining that pattern of play. So let's see what they can. Oh, that might just be a bad one for Philip Billing there. Hopefully, he can continue this game. So he has actually given a good account of himself. 32 minutes into the game already, still playing against Chelsea and holding them. Playing end-to-end football with Chelsea is actually a good one. And like I said, the season is just starting. We're just in week 5. There's still a lot of games to come this season, and I expect them to also grow into the season. Talking about Bournemouth, they're fantastic squad, fantastic players in that team. And I know they can actually, they have a high ceiling talking about that team, and they can actually do very, very well this season. I don't see them relegating at all.
All right, let's quickly look at the head-to-head. Chelsea has always beaten Bournemouth. I think the last 5 matches, Chelsea won Bournemouth thrice, while Bournemouth won Chelsea just once and they drew 1. So that's to say that Chelsea have edge over Bournemouth. Are we expecting to see that edge today?
Of course. Look at the ball possession. It seems Billing won't be able to continue anytime from now. I think the substitution will come up. And looking at it, Chelsea has the better fair share of ball possession. Chelsea has created more chances. But it's just the finish.
Chelsea trying to break the defense of the Bournemouth in their own 18 box. And the pass there is anybody what did they do?
Oh, fantastic save from the goalkeeper. That's a fantastic save from the goalkeeper.
A save.
He did everything right there. That was a fantastic save from Neto. And you can see the disappointment on Gallagher's face. He expects that should be going in.
You see that creative
that's actually a good shot from Gallagher. A good save, a good reflex save from Neto there. You have to give it to Neto there. He did everything right there. He got down immediately, and that was it's fairly a good one from Gallagher too. And that is one of the chances we've actually seen Chelsea creating. But it's not really about creating these chances. You have to score these goals. The goals are very much important. And that is where Chelsea they've been having this problem, or be seeing that problem from themselves. That was another good pass, but cutting out is not really a problem for Bournemouth. You can see how much they're actually playing. Oh, Billing is back. He's back on the pitch. Okay, Billing is back, so he's playing on.
All right. Don't you think? Oh, okay, it's Chelsea again. A cross there, but the goalkeeper was in the right position. But don't you think that shot was a weak one from Gallagher?
No, you know that
it's not actually a weak one.
After giving the player the body movement, the ball stretched. So for his leg to cover, the force won't be as when the ball is in a comfortable position for him to play. So he did the best he could at that point. Because if he played it once, that guy sliding through would have blocked the shot. And he had to let that guy go, then make a good attempt. So it was just the run of play, how the ball came by. And I think that's the best he could do at that point.
All right, that's the best he could do at that point. Let's quickly look at what is happening. And in France, they won, it's still goalless. Match between Clermont versus Nantes. It's still goalless. Reims versus Brest, it is 1-0 in favor of Reims. Then Strasbourg versus Montpellier, it is 1-0 in favor of Montpellier. Then in German Bundesliga, Heidenheim have taken the lead over Werder Bremen in the 7th minute. And that is the situation so far. And in the Spanish La Liga, it is Getafe versus Osasuna. 2-2, and that is the 77th minute. All right, coming back to the match.
It will be very nice to see Mason Greenwood.
Actually played his first game for Getafe today.
Yeah. So we really like to keep in touch and know how he's doing, because he's one player that as a faithful, as a Chelsea faithful, I love the fact that he had to leave Man U, because it's one of those terrible players they have going forward. Yeah. How I wish he can one day wear the Chelsea jersey.
I wish he can one day wear the Chelsea jersey.
Very good player.
You know, why?
No doubt.
No. But don't you think something is wrong? I'm a little bit diverting. Yeah. Don't you think something is wrong with the Man U system, whereby easily people accuse players? And this is not the first time, this is not the second time.
There are some coaches that they are good, but there are some coaches that are better. For instance, look at Klopp. Klopp is like a father figure for those players. Conte is like a boss. So there are patterns to it. And so when you look at what is going on in Man U, it has a lot to do with the kind of manager they have. You don't interrupt me, don't talk to me like this. For instance, Neres, in his days at Ajax, he said Ten Hag complained about the hairstyle, knowing that Ten Hag usually, the Michael Jordan style. Yeah. And he said, don't worry about my hairstyle, worry about yours. And he felt offended. And he said he had to bench him for 2 games. So that means if the club needed Neres at that time, because of his bossy way of coaching, he won't be available because he felt he's indisciplined. Though they have code of conduct. But sometimes you have to use wisdom to these things. And I think one of the things that Man U is struggling from now is that bossy way Ten Hag is. That bossy kind of coaching. But they won a trophy last season. And let's see if this season will be better, but it doesn't seem so.
All right, let's see if this season will be better. And it is goes to who's trying to break the defense of the Bournemouth there, but it is very, very difficult. And we've not actually seen much of Sterling. He's still struggling.
We've actually seen more of him, but on the day that Sterling wants to play bad, on his day he wants to play bad, you actually play bad to the fullest. So that is what's about him. It's not like we've not seen him in this game. We've actually seen more of him, but the productivity, the end product is what is not there from Raheem Sterling in this game at all. It's looking like another day whereby we have to deal with Sterling giving us a bad performance, and that's what we are seeing here already. All
right, that's what we are seeing here. Let's quickly look at the statistics for today and the ball possession.
What is this?
Chelsea dominating ball possession. Chelsea is having 67 ball possession, and Bournemouth is having 33% ball possession. 5-5 goal attempt at piece. Then shot on goal 2-2 at piece. Then shot off goal 3-3. Just like they are holding themselves here. And a free kick, it's 6 free kick for Bournemouth and 4 for Chelsea. Corner kick none for Bournemouth, and 3 corner kicks for Chelsea so far. That is the situation of the match. So we have seen the domination, but we have also seen that Bournemouth's style of play is also effective.
Yeah, you can't take away the fact that Bournemouth are one of those spoilers. There's no team Bournemouth cannot beat in this Premier League. It just depends on you bringing your A game. And Chelsea is a team in transition, so all these things are expected. Sometimes, even when you're at your best, you struggle against opponents like this. They are one team that whenever they're in the Premier League, they can upset you. They can really hurt you when it hurts the most. And so let's just see. It now boils down to the manager, how to be technically flexible, how to just try to tweak 1 or 2 things together that can even change the state of the game.
And it is Chelsea, Sterling cheaply lost that to the defender.
What is Sterling doing?
Ryan Sterling. Wow, fantastic player.
Sometimes I just look at it. Is it an academy player?
See, the day Ryan Sterling wants to play is rubbish. He will play it to the fullest. That is one thing about Ryan Sterling.
This season, what I've observed from Sterling is that the way he holds ball, it does not guide his ball, and he cheaply loses ball even in good position. When he's good, when he's moving, sometimes his touches are more than his speed, and it will cheaply lost those balls. If he can correct all those mistakes, I think he's going to be one of the best strikers.
This should be a
and it is bad.
Wow!
Oh, Sanchez for the first time was in the right position to stop that.
Not the first time,
in this
actually.
game. This is like the second time in this game.
He saved a point blank.
He has actually been brilliant in this game.
I think what he was lacking was game fitness.
Yes.
So
in the previous matches.
You know, he was out for almost last season throughout, not keeping. See, you can be good, but you need match fitness. He's not negotiable. That was one of the reasons why Chelsea was not starting Lavia, just like that.
Another yellow card for Chelsea.
All right, and that is the second yellow card for Chelsea. That is not good for the.
His control let him out.
Yeah,
the control was too
heavy.
And
another thing, Mudryk needs game time. If you want to, this guy is not his best. Just play him straight for 5 games. You will see another Mudryk. Because with the way he's playing now, if he gets into the rhythm of match fitness, he will give Chelsea a lot going forward. All
right, we give Chelsea a lot going forward, and it is Bournemouth who are trying to create chance, trying to build up play against the Chelsea side. But now, Shegun, let me ask you this question. This is the 5th match round, and Chelsea fans are still saying, okay, Pochettino is good. So, what stage do you think Pochettino can get to with this? Maybe the 12th match, the 13th match, before people need to shout for his sack.
Why should they shout for his sack? Must we sack coaches every time?
Because in the last season, Chelsea sacked 3 coaches.
They sacked 3 coaches. They sacked they sacked Tuchel, and they sacked Potter. They sacked 2 coaches last season.
Okay.
Lampard came in as a caretaker coach, so he wasn't sacked. The thing is, it's not really about this thing. Yes, the results is actually very much important, but this is a coach coming in for the first time, and you have to look at the players that Chelsea have. It's an average squad of 23 years old that we pack together. It's looking like another 23 team. So they need that time. They need that time to gel together. That is all Pochettino actually needs in this Chelsea team. And once this team gels together, it will be really hard for them to beat Chelsea. Let me take you back to Pep Guardiola's first season at Manchester City. It wasn't all rosy and gold for him when he came in, but he made that team play brought in his pattern of play. And brought his pattern of play, made the player gel together, and results started coming in. Same thing with Conte in his first season at Chelsea. It wasn't all rosy in his first 10 matches, before first 4 or 5 matches before Chelsea went on that 13 straight winnings. Yeah. So who says we can't do 13 straight winnings? All they just need is that gelling and let that goals come in. He needs to find a way up front for those 3 attackers. They need to create chances for for Nicholas Jackson. There's a way that he's not really getting that chances up front as much as he wants. Though that's why when you said there was a day you were saying here that you see Jackson scoring 20 goals. I don't really see him scoring 20 goals. The most I expect from him scoring is probably 10 to 12 goals. It's just like that striker like Didier Drogba. It's just about hold-up play. He has that fantastic. It's just about work more on you scoring goals. That's why I really want to see him and Nkuku up front. I really need to see that combination between two of them. We saw it in the preseason. It was actually great. We saw goals flows for Chelsea during the preseasons, but we are not seeing those goals yet. That is where the problem is. Raheem Sterling is the kind of wingers that he will hold on to the ball. He also wants to score. What's it called? Modric is another type of winger. He's always full of runnings. He wants to run. He wants to cut into the box. There's nobody creating that clear-cut chance for the striker up front. Then that is the problem, Chelsea. When you look at what's it called, Brighton, and the way they make use of Welbeck and Jackson are almost the kind of same strikers. But you see the way they create chance. Just go back to that game between Manchester United and Bournemouth and Brighton yesterday. See, they created that chance for Danny Welbeck to score that first goal. That is what I expect from Chelsea wingers. Go across the line, find a way to cut in or cross the ball into the box, not you trying to cut in and get a goal. That's where you starve your striker of scoring goals. And that's why I don't want a striker like Vlahovic at Chelsea, because they'll starve him of chances. He won't get the goal. So until we work on that attack, we'll still be starving our strikers of goals.
All right, it is the 44th minute. Any moment from now, the first half, the referee will signal the additional time. And it is still goalless in this encounter. And you were about to say something.
Yeah, you have to give a lot of credit to Gallagher, because for the first 5 games Chelsea is playing, including this one, he has showed up. Even in this game, he's currently playing better than him.
Oh, and a chance there! But the defense of the Bournemouth were there at the right time. All right,
he's currently playing better than Enzo Fernandez in this game. Because when you see the way he's playing, even from his defensive duties to supporting the attack, you have to give him a lot of credit. And I think that second half, Poch needs to tweak 1 or 2 things a little.
All right, and in the match between Fiorentina and Sassuolo, there's a possible Frosno versus Sassuolo. There's a possible penalty, and the referee is checking that. And so far, it is Sassuolo 1, Frosino 0.
Sassuolo 2.
Okay, is it 2 now?
Yeah, for Sassuolo 2.
And that is the check that is ongoing right now.
No, it's 2 already.
Yeah.
Before the check, it's 2-0.
All right, let's see whether the referee will give that. And Getafe is leading right now 3-2 against Sassuolo.
That's a penalty.
And the penalty
is given. And I think it's deservedly.
All right. All right, talking about the new inclusion in the Chelsea squad, we talk about Gusto, talk about Yassi. You know, how well have they been? How well
and it's half time in the Chelsea game.
Yeah. All right.
Half time,
the referee have blown half time and it's still goalless. So the new inclusion, like the Yassi and the Gusto, how well have they gelled in the Chelsea squad?
Yeah, they've not really gelled as far as I'm concerned. They still need time. For instance, when you have a team that are experienced, you bring in another manager, you look at maybe first time I teach the should. But when you are bringing young lads together, that their experience level is not that much, you have to give him like a whole full season or half season. That's just the reality. Except if Chelsea will be deceiving themselves. Because that's what happened to Man City. So when they play a whole full season, the coach can know this one go, this one stay. That was what Guardiola did in his first season. He had to let go of players like Iena, Cho, and Co. and brought in some key players and added up. And they beat any team silly that season. So I think that's just practically how it should play out for Chelsea. Just
and that is
give
a goal for Fiorentina.
Frosno.
Yes. Frosno, and it is
2
goals to 1.
Yeah.
So you can continue.
Yeah, so they need to give Poch time. But because you can see step in the right direction. The way they play, their movement, they are beginning to understand each other. Now, you first understand each other before you can create, before you can score. So it's a process. So that's why I used to tell some Chelsea fans like me that don't expect too much this season. Just keep hope alive. And let's see what happens next.
All right, and it is half-time in League One. Clermont is a goalless against Nantes. Reims 0 and Brest. Reims 1, Brest 0. Then Strasbourg versus Montpellier. It's Montpellier who is leading 2-0 against Strasbourg. And any moment from now, the referee is going to blow for the first half of that encounter too. All right, and in Bundesliga, Heidenheim is one up against Werder Bremen. And that is the situation so far. And in the Italian Serie A, Frosinone is 1 here, and Sassuolo 2. Monza no goal, then Lecce is 1 goal up against Monza, and it is half time in that game also. And Getafe 91 minutes, is still Getafe leading 3-2 against Osasuna. So that is the situation in the world of football. So back to the match between Bournemouth versus Chelsea, still goalless.
Half time.
Still goalless half time. So is a draw for Chelsea, is it a good result?
It's not a good result. It's actually going to be a bad result. That means we're averaging 1 point per game, which is actually bad for a team like Chelsea. It's actually a terrible result. Anything less than a victory here for Chelsea is not acceptable. I think they will have to come back in the second half. You can look at the first half and from what we've seen in the first half, Chelsea has actually played better in this game. It's just like I've been clamoring from the beginning of this game. The goals are not coming in. That is the real problem. So I expect an early substitution in the second half, probably bring Palmer into this game, and let's see if he can actually, that's a fantastic player. He knows how to take the shot from outside. He knows how to get those passes out of nowhere. And that is one thing Jackson needs up front to actually get into the play. So I expect that substitution very early in the second half. Probably take maybe Ugochukwu. But I don't see them withdrawing Ugochukwu, and we have to give it to Ugochukwu in this game. He has actually been fantastic in that midfield. He has been stinging a lot of passes in the midfield and be full of runnings for a 19 years old French under 20 international. So he has actually given a good account of himself in this game. So fantastic one from the midfielders. The goals is just what we are lacking in this game. And let's see in the second half if Chelsea will get that goal. Because the typical Chelsea, me and you know, they won't score. And out of nowhere, Bournemouth will score 1 goal and to be 1-0.
The same thing
happened against Nottingham Forest. The same thing happened against West Ham when we lost 3-1. It's not really about the result. Chelsea played better football that day. But fortunately, they had to just lose that game 3-1.
All right, let us look at the missing action player. In the side of Bournemouth is Adam Theory. He's having thigh injury. And here we are also having, apart from Adam Theory for Bournemouth, we are still also having Frederick is having calf injury. Then Marcondes is having ankle injury. Then Scott is having knee injury. Who do you think is missing in this?
Yeah, probably Adama Traore, because we know the kind of player he is. He's full of running, and it will have actually been a problem for for Colwill, who is playing out of position today. But thank God Adama Traore is not there, and that's really the player. But they've not looked like they are actually missing a player like Adama Traore. They've actually given their all in this game. They've been stinging a lot of passes and they've been going attacking against Chelsea. It's just a compact football they're actually playing. So, like the spoilers they are, they just need just that one chance, just want that clear opportunity to hurt Chelsea, and I just pray they don't get that in the second half.
All right, let's quickly look at the missing player in the Chelsea squad. Badia Shell is missing because of groin injury. Bettinelli is also missing, he's having injury. Then Broja is having knee injury. Caicedo is inactive.
He played the first today for Ecuador, and I think he just returned back to training yesterday. So that's why he's missing in action. He's not active.
All right, Chaloba is having injury too. Then Chukwuemeka having new injury. Fofana is having knee injury. Richard James is having hamstring injury. Romeo Lavia is having ankle injury, and Nkoko is having knee injury. Who are we missing most?
We are missing everybody. A lot of knee injuries in that Chelsea team. At the point, I never expected Chukwuemeka would be an important player for Chelsea. It was the game against Liverpool that made me realize that, wow, this guy is actually a fantastic player. Then we saw him against West Ham, whereby when he was withdrawn for that knee injury, the old Chelsea midfield actually catapulted in that game. So we're actually missing a lot of players. Broja is another striker that offers something different from what Nicholas Jackson offer up front, because that's a static 9. He's a fantastic full-bleeded 9 who stays in the box, unlike Jackson, who actually is more of a mobile 9 who actually rotates around the pitch. So they are missing a lot of players. This is a big club. We're talking about a big club. It's not a small club, and these boys are actually good players.
All right, before we go for a short break, Yamite, can you with the missing players of Chelsea, will you agree with me that Chelsea is having a depth of squad this season? Just probably they are, as a result of injury that we are not seeing the effect so far.
Yeah, starting the season, you know that it is marathon of football. Injuries is part of the game. And you just have to say that Chelsea has depth. But defensively, there's depth. Midfield, there's depth. The striking force, no depth.
Goalkeeper, Simba.
Goalkeeper, there's no practice. There's depth. We have 3 goalkeepers.
Are they good goalkeepers?
Petrovic is a fantastic goalkeeper. No doubt, he's a good goalkeeper. He's a good goalkeeper to come in and play for Chelsea.
It's just the attack, the striking position mainly. There's no depth.
All right, we'll go for a short break. And when we come back, we will continue with the second half of the important match. That is the match between Bournemouth versus Chelsea. For now, bye for us. We'll be back. Of the match between Bournemouth.
Very fun.
All right, it's an Arsenal fan. It's an Arsenal fan, and you know, after this match, we are expecting to watch another match, and that is the match between Everton versus Arsenal, and he will be here live with us to discuss all the issues of the live matches. But back to Chelsea, did not even make any attempt because it was over the bar.
That's the way we was shot from him there, and that is one thing Bournemouth have been playing from the first half. You know, conservative football and just come out and hit Chelsea on the counter. But Chelsea are not playing that mass attack as much as they would have expected, which would have given Bournemouth, you know, that better opportunity of hitting Chelsea on the counter. That's why the counter has not really been.
What Jackson just did now. Yemi, can you help me describe that? Yeah, mate.
Yeah, that was a terrible miskick, and he miscalculated the timing, and Yoruba will say Olago. So he miskicked.
Paul, I know this is not your club, this is not Chelsea, this is not Arsenal, this is Chelsea. So, from your own perspective, what do you have to say about Chelsea so far?
As a bitter rival.
Yeah, as a bitter rival, you know.
Let him talk from the hatred of his mind.
For Chelsea in the first place. Actually, I wasn't expecting them to play more than this. To me, I know in fact, after the first 2-3 games, their season has already ended. Wow. So, all I would just say, they should just go and prepare. You guys keep saying Arsenal bottled the league. We never bottled the league. At the beginning, none of you gave us chance at all.
Why should I give you chance? At the end of the day, the chance I didn't give you, didn't it at the end of the day happen?
But we never bottled the league.
You didn't bottle the league. How are you going to define? How are you going to define?
That's why Arsenal is used to mediocrity.
It's not been.
You know, when you are used to losing.
Let's focus on the Chelsea game. When we get to Everton, when Everton is beating Arsenal.
That will not happen.
We have had Paul's own view, and he said they should just go back and rest for this season.
Now. We are number one now, present.
No.
So
Chelsea is the pride of London.
That was then.
It is an insult.
Go and win the Champions League. Go and win the Champions League. Let us see it.
It is an insult
this
for a club that has not played World Cup Champions League.
What do you say?
We are winning the Champions League this season.
Back to the Chelsea game.
That is clear.
We are not Man U. Man U is the only thing that.
Okay, back to the Chelsea game.
And you can see Chelsea trying to. I don't
know why you
trying to score against Chelsea there, but the other one has been headed out, but still in a dangerous area. And it is Bournemouth. He has 4 defenders already on the back line of the Chelsea to stop a goal for Chelsea. And you can see him smiling, already beating. I can feel the beat from here. Gup. All right, let's see what happens. Let's quickly run to Europe and see what is happening in the world of football. In France, League 1, we have Clermont 1-0.
This should be the first goal. No.
Nantes has scored against Clermont. And in the match between Reims and Brest, it is 2-1. Brest have 2 and Reims has 1. Then Strasbourg versus Montpellier. It is 2 for Montpellier and Strasbourg is 0. Then in the Italian Serie A, Forcino 1-1 versus Sassuolo. And Monza is still
2-1.
Okay, 2-1. I think something is not updated. Yeah. And then Monza is still a goal down against Lecce. So back to the Chelsea match.
The France under-21, and then saying probably he has been carrying that injury. It's not looking good at all. That's looking like another nail injury for another Chelsea player. And wow, that's a foul on him there. I don't know why the ref didn't give that, and you can see the frustration on the Chelsea players. They're actually feeling frustrated because that's actually a foul there.
He kneeled on his ankle.
Wow, that might just be a big one for Chelsea. A big blow for Chelsea.
We just hope that he can continue.
The prayer will just be they will hope he can continue because Reece James is out, and now you have Malo Gusto who has actually been giving Chelsea a new fresh of breath that we know how problematic want to risk it or say him missing out. And I just pray he's actually fit to continue this game.
All right, we pray actually fit to continue this game. Before we continue, let's quickly look at the substitute, those on the bench. For Bournemouth, we have Brooks, Colvate, and Radu, Rothwell, and that is the substitution line up for Bournemouth. Then for Chelsea, here we are having Beckstrom, Chilwell, David Washington, Gilchrist, Martin, Matos,
faithful undercover agents for Arsenal. And Arsenal are still local champions.
And in Italy, what did they do? He has 1 man to beat. But the back. pass
Sterling.
when it was just close to the goalkeeper. You know,
Sterling.
and you can see Chelsea trying to build up again. This time around from the far right.
£1 billion.
Dollars.
Wow,
Is
is
not
it
pounds.
not billion? It's
dollars.
still billion.
It's not billion.
$1
It's
billion.
dollars.
And you are still having this kind of names that, in fact, this kind of player should be in maybe League 1, League 2 playing.
Who's on your Arsenal bench?
Don't worry, once Arsenal starts
Proper
playing,
team.
I don't. In fact, I don't know what to qualify this Chelsea team.
To the end of this match, just be on the side of Bournemouth. You leave Chelsea out of your mouth.
But Bournemouth is definitely winning this match.
Okay, I don't expect anything else from your mouth. So, to my host, before you allowed one of our biggest enemies to actually
Not just enemy, our boys.
One of
that
our
are behind us.
because I don't know how you'll be expecting the enemies to analyze the what's it called? To analyze the a good or a successful team like Chelsea.
That is very
There will surely be a hatred there.
Yes, now because local champions.
Let us be objective.
No, that's not good.
I want to ask a question. One question. Is it true that Chelsea spent billion?
Of course.
And bought 35 players.
Is it a
Even
lie?
more.
Wait. Okay, Chelsea spent $1 billion. Is it a lie that Arsenal spent $1 billion in transfer window?
We never spend up to $1 billion.
Did you spend $1 billion naira in the transfer window? Yes or no?
1 billion?
Naira.
Naira.
Oh, he said billion. Did you spend £1 billion naira in the transfer window or not?
Arsenal didn't spend any £1 billion naira.
You didn't spend $1 billion naira.
We only spent, the money we spent was 220 million pounds.
Pounds.
Yeah.
Convert it to naira.
I can't convert it to
Why
naira.
can't you convert it to naira?
I can't
Convert it to
convert
naira.
it to
Let
naira.
us have it. You are talking about billions. How much is naira? How much is naira to pounds now? You are
But
talking
what we are
about.
saying is that Chelsea spent over $1 billion.
Arsenal spent over $1 billion naira. So it's still the same thing.
The fact remains that
There's
Billion,
an
billion is
introduction
billion.
of Palmer,
Yeah,
a good player that I don't think anybody in Arsenal has half of the talent he has.
We'll see.
It's a good one for the future.
But Modric has actually been nice in this game. I don't really
I don't
expect
think
Modric
he
going out. He
should
should
be
have been
out.
a player going out.
But it's a good game.
But bringing
There's
Palmer in is
strength
a
in
fantastic
the
player.
Palmer.
A good player.
No, but before I want to ask this question. What do you think Palmer can bring to the table that Modric does not have?
They don't play the same position. One,
They don't play.
Modric is more of a what's it called, a 10
Outside.
player, a 10, more of an attacking midfielder. So probably we'll be seeing Raheem Sterling moving back to that to the left side.
Palmer.
Palmer, sorry, Palmer plays more of. I see him as more of an attacking midfielder than a winger because that's where we see him at what's it called, Manchester
Man
City.
City.
But he's a fantastic player. One of the next crop of players for England. No doubt. We saw he's just a player like, he reminds me more of what's it called, Odegaard, when Odegaard was still very good at Real Madrid. Not the Odegaard we have now that is no more good at Arsenal. So, it reminds me of that Odegaard. So that is what he actually brings to the game. A fantastic player, no doubt. He might just say that.
No attacking Chelsea without break the hands of the Chelsea man. Oh! Sanchez came to the party. I think this is the best match Sanchez have played for Chelsea. Others were the others he played, they were just scoring him, but he has been so consistent.
He has actually been
in
good.
saving goal in this match.
Second version of Onana.
He has actually been good in this.
The champions on the counter with Palmer. Palmer cutting into the box. What can you do, Chelsea? Oh, deflected for a corner.
And that's the corner.
Yes. If the gaffer will not run the commentary of Chelsea attack the way it should, we will run it ourselves.
We run our commentary.
Yes, sir.
All right, we can see Chelsea. Palmer just won the corner kick for Chelsea. Let's see if they are going to use it. They've had so many corner kicks in this match, but we have no goal to show for it. Wow. So let's see whether they are going to be goal here. And is that taken? Who is taking it for Chelsea? Asenzo, good. Asenzo went back and he crossed, but as usual,
looking like another.
As usual, it has been saved, and it is
good.
By the brush of Jackson, and that will be the door for Chelsea, and that is no. That is another no for Chelsea. What a miss! What a struggle!
No, there was struggle. There's nothing like what a miss. It wasn't like it was a clear chance. There was a lot of struggling and everything in the box there. It's not like it was a clear chance there. No, I think Raheem Sterling should have been taking a shot there. And it's what he can do. It's what he actually do. He should have cut in and take his shot there. Not that pass. That pass was actually a wrong pass. Wow, that was a good one.
I think there's a foul.
No, if there's a foul, it should be against Chelsea there.
All right, before we start saying there's a spiritual problem in Chelsea, I want you to be objective. you know, and
You want wait. My problem here is you want him to be objective, but you yourself are you being objective?
No. I'm not. Did I go? No.
You can't ask me before we say that there's a spiritual problem at Chelsea. You have to be objective. No, you are not being objective. That means you yourself are coming.
He has to clarify us. I'm throwing it to him to clarify us.
You don't have to tell him to be objective because your question is not being objective.
Can you answer my question?
You can ask the question straight, not putting objectivity.
Yeah, you're trying to corner my answer.
No, I want you to clarify me. You know, that was why I'm putting the question.
So if you want him to clarify, that means you are coming in straight to him that there's a problem at Chelsea, there's a spiritual problem at Chelsea.
No, you're not being telling me there's a spiritual problem.
If you need clarity, if you need clarity, then you are not being objective.
How can you start with you are coming and you're telling me to be objective?
All right, can you tell me what do you think is now? We have seen so many chances. They won day 2 of the match till the 5th. You know, they were not getting the goals.
Yeah, the thing here is that this is a young team. And for you to score goals, you have to have a build-up play. You need to understand the cohesion and all. And you just need these guys to gel together.
As bad as this.
Arsenal Arteta has spent around 900 million also. So what is telling me?
Since Arteta came to
the new CIS is out. It's 900. He has spent 900 and something million pounds.
No, you are wrong.
I'm wrong.
You are very,
I'll bring it during the last night. I'll bring it to you during the last night. Don't worry, I'm not very wrong. Because you have to correct that
statement.
Okay.
Up to 500 million.
And when you see the evidence, you know now, you are saying no, because no evidence.
There's evidence.
When it is still 1-0 in favor of Nantes is the match against Clement Fort and Nantes. Then Reims vs Brest is 2-1 in favor of Brest. Strasbourg's
and that's an attack for Chelsea. What can Galega do? He said you boss. Oh my goodness.
And
that
was a bad pass.
That
was a very bad pass because he passed it behind Jackson.
He should have made an attempt himself. That was a comfortable position for him. He has the power behind the ball and he could have done better. Yeah, he could have done better. And there is a goal here in the match, but the VAR is still checking, and that's the match between Frosino versus Sassuolo is still 2-1. Then Monza was Lecce. Lecce with the red card still leading at the 66th minute and it's still 1-0 in favor of Lecce. Now, back to the match. Let's quickly look at the statistics in this match. And that is the match between Chelsea versus Bournemouth. What is happening? Ball possession. Who is trying to counter there? The ball still with the Chelsea side. Inside. No, not inside the 10 box any longer. And Chelsea trying to walk through the right wing. But the defense of Bournemouth will not allow them. Yeah, they've actually been playing very good defensive ball from first half, and that's why Chelsea will be having that problem, creating any who will be coming from Chelsea in this game. That is what I really hope. All right, we're having a message here in our live chat. You can actually be part of this chat by sending in your messages, and you can also call in. Our line is in the front of the screen there, and it is a 09030439917. You can call in to be part of this show, and we're having a message here from Matters Arising from IB. Say, hopeless Chelsea is at it again. Anyway, you guys are doing a wonderful job. So that is a message for us in our chat. Solomon, yeah. See, you can't shame the shameless. Right now we don't have that. Hold on now. This team has played a competition that if Arsenal ever goes near that competition, they will flog them out. You don't have to bring Arsenal into it. When we are talking when you're talking about Champions League, Arsenal in the Champions League are not in the same.
No any Champions League winner on the pitch for Chelsea yet.
But Chelsea won the Champions League. Thiago Silva was not there.
Thiago Silva.
Didn't win the Champions League.
Talk now.
Didn't win the Champions League with Chelsea.
Thiago Silva is old now.
Didn't win the Champions League with Chelsea.
The gaffer, let's continue. He cannot talk. He's beginning to start. Let me just clarify something. The Chelsea I should not shame the shameless. I'm not going to shame. This is a message, and I have to read it.
Okay, I'm saying to the whoever sent that message that you can't shame the shameless.
And it is Bournemouth trying to score against Chelsea. Oh, what a miss!
There's something I notice about the gaffer in this game. Whenever Bournemouth has a chance,
the volume.
His tempo is on
on the mark.
Whenever Chelsea have a chance, His tempo is always coming down.
down.
Because you know
Yes.
Chelsea chances will amount to nothing at the end of the day. So why raise your, you know?
I'm just so happy that Everton is also a blue.
Wait. I'm not unjust. I'm one of those people that say Chelsea will do well this season.
No,
and I know my
don't
reason.
say it. Don't say
I
it.
know my reason,
Don't
and I know Chelsea.
We don't want you to say it.
Chelsea will pick form. I'm the one who is saying it. I will get to that later.
Actions speaks louder than words.
Anyway, that is that. So let's quickly look at the Bournemouth side. Let me go to Paul. Paul, what do you see Bournemouth doing that you like so much against Chelsea?
Well, so far they've been able to hold the ground against Chelsea. They've been, you know, attacking Chelsea at the same time, defending at the same time. We all know Bournemouth, they are an attacking side. They don't really defend more. That's why they concede a lot of goals. Most Bournemouth match, they concede a lot of goals. But so far, they've been able to contain Chelsea now. They've not been able to concede any goal. And I believe they are still in this game. And I'm very certain they will nick the match now by a goal.
All right, they may win the match by a goal against Chelsea. And
against them, it's not them.
Okay,
they
very
win.
certain, yeah.
They win. It's not them. Don't change this word.
They win.
The midfield, like I said in the first half, we lack creativity, and that is the problem because the creativity is not there. Whereby you start with more of a defensive-minded players. You have what's it called, Gallagher, who is more of the defensive eight. You have Ugochukwu, who has actually been fantastic in this game. That's another defensive-minded player. And if you know Enzo Fernandez very well, you know he's a very creative player, but not as an attacking-minded player. That's another central midfielder. The problem has been that link between the midfield and the striker. The Chelsea midfield has actually looked compact in this game. There's no problem from that midfield. There's actually been the wingers and the strikers who has actually let us. Chelsea players should be scoring, but we couldn't take our chance, and that is why we're still 0-0 here in this game. And that is why Paul can actually look at us and say that this game, Bournemouth are actually going to win. Because we've been seeing this game from first half. It's not like Bournemouth has actually created something really nice in this game. So the midfield has actually been great for Chelsea, no doubt. The problem has actually been the wingers and the attackers who are not taking their chance. And I just hope they won't pay a big price for that.
And is that the penalty? You can see the Bournemouth side protesting for a penalty there with the referee answer. With referee answer there. And a yellow card. That should be the third yellow card for Chelsea in this encounter. To me, I think that yellow card, let's see. Well, I believe
this is the goal. This is the goal now.
Okay, Paul is saying this is the goal. If Bournemouth have a set piece taker.
And first known is back 2-2.
Coming back from 2 goals.
Yeah,
from 2 goals down and then it equalized 2-2 in this. And you can see Palmer lying down to stop any carpet ball from crossing to that wall there. And you can see the defense line. The wall already formed just close to the 16 box, just a meter ahead of the 16 box.
This is a terrible
it's a terrible who is there to take it. And the ref
stretching Chelsea. There's no way this is going to be a goal.
Okay, and you can see the referee giving an instruction there, and it's back now. Any moment from now, this dangerous free kick at a dangerous position. You need a brilliant taker. We saw the one taken by Sterling. It was a brilliant one, but it was just unlucky. Let's see today. Let's see if he's going to keep another clean sheet for Chelsea. And it's taking so much time for this free kick to be taken.
There's an infringement in the box. There's an infringement in the box. You can see 2 Bournemouth players very close to the line. So they will always want to try and push them away because that's distraction from the wall.
It was deflected.
The ball was going off target.
It's a corner kick. It's a corner kick.
But it was going out, so there's nothing worth about it. I don't see anything.
I said no.
For our viewers, Biden played a very terrible free kick.
No, Sanchez
to improve, and all these guys going forward, they have just been stressing our defense off, and I think they should be doing better. Honestly,
that should be the first goal, Joe. Wow. No.
All right, the match is still on.
They are putting those players under too much pressure,
and they are playing inside
in most of the work. Because the best form of defense is attack. So when you attack, lose ball scandalously, when they lose ball in a very, very very, very terrible at which the attackers today has been losing the ball. You put
Effective they are.
Yeah, massive.
Well, to be honest, Chelsea's strikers, they've not been clinical at all. They've been shambolic all season. And I think they need a new striker. A goal machine, not Michael Jackson. They put on a few there.
All right, not Michael Jackson. All right, you can hear him. He said that Chelsea does not have a good striker. They've been shambolic and not Michael Jackson.
His own team that has a good striker.
Of course.
Their strikers have been scoring 20 goals now. Wow, 3-2.
3-2.
And who is coming in?
Complete comeback.
That is Yamatsin coming in.
Messi coming in for who? And who is going out there?
It was Enzo that went out. I was not really expecting Enzo should starting this game today because the match fitness wasn't there. He only returned to training was it day before yesterday from an international fixture. So after traveling from South America, that's why Caicedo is not starting this game, or Caicedo is not on the bench. It takes a lot of about 10 hours or so, 12 hours, more than 10 hours. John.
For Argentina, Brazil, and co, and they've also played this weekend for their respective teams.
Egypt.
So Martinez.
And how was Martinez's performance yesterday?
It doesn't mean. But they're still playing. They're professional.
Manchester United lost 3-1
They're
yesterday.
professional.
I think we are having a caller on the line. Hello, I can't hear you. All right,
can you hear me?
All right, I can hear you now. How do you do?
Good. My name is Bernard.
All right, what is your name and where are you calling from?
Bernard, I'm calling from the U.S.
Okay, you're calling from the U.S. How do you do today?
I'm all right, thank you guys.
All right, I hope you're watching the match, Chelsea, Bournemouth vs Chelsea. And how are you feeling?
Yes, I am watching the game. A little bit disappointed because I was hoping that Chelsea would have probably...
So good. What do you think is missing in the squad of Chelsea? And what do you think? And what do you think Pochettino will do right now for Chelsea to start scoring goals?
Yeah, so I think Pochettino is doing all that he can do as the coach. But I think Chelsea need a really good 9. They have a 9 like a Jackson. Jackson is good, but it's not like a very. It's not boss-to-boss 9. It's like a mobile 9 that walks around. It's back and forth. So they need a good 9. It's just so unfortunate that Roger is still on injury, because Roger is like a number 9, like post number 9. But unfortunately, we can't have him for now. And I think Chelsea they have squad, but it's just like 40% of them are injured. So I think we're gonna do what we're gonna do. Pochettino has nothing to do.
All right, this is the match day 5 for Chelsea, and Chelsea is still playing. Maybe not getting goals, still struggling. Do you think it is too slow? I mean, the effectiveness of Pochettino is too slow, or do you think it's fast? And the guys for Chelsea now. Oh, what a save by the goalkeeper!
That's actually been fantastic.
Yeah, that was a brilliant move by Chelsea there.
That's actually been fantastic today.
Yeah, so Mr. Ben, yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. Yeah, so it is not really slow. I think they are playing what is the play, their style of play. They all came from different clubs and different countries, and so they've not played together for too long. So I do understand that it's going to take time. If you guys remember, on one of your show, I called in when you asked that what do I expect from Chelsea this season? And I said, look, I'm not expecting anything from them. If the next top 4 is a very big achievement for them. But I doubt if they could, because you have the likes of Man City, Liverpool, Man U, Arsenal, and so it's going to be hard. And right now, Newcastle too, they're on the fight for it. So it's going to be hard. But if we even have the spot for Europa League, it's still an achievement. So I am not expecting so much from them. I'm just praying that they play together, gel together. The injury we have, they all come back, And you guys will see the wonders of Chelsea. I think next season is going to be a very good season for them. But this season is just come together season. That is, you know, because the both clubs are fighting for it. So, but it's very, very possible that Chelsea will have. It's not late. There's no time. Even 10 seconds. They could produce a goal in 10 seconds. So that is possible in football.
All right, thank you, Mr. Best, from calling. Lastly, what do you have to say to the
America and Russia? You know, they don't go well. But the truth is, there's always a giant. I overheard the Arsenal fans say they are something in England. They are nothing in England. The pride of London, and they can't take that away.
Mr.
The trophy that Chelsea have won, they have not won it. They make more. Chelsea have won twice. They have not won. They said it by mistake, and then they go back again and won it against the best. And you see the Champions League, they won it from the best, the two best. You know, Bayern Munich and Man City. I still hear the whole respect, but we know what that is. So all the Arsenal fans, they can actually keep on in their mouth while we'll try to keep winning that Champions League. That's fine.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Beck. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, so enjoying the conversation. You know, there was a moment I wanted to talk about. There was this, shot taken by Chelsea, and the Bournemouth guy went down with his two hands and blocked the ball. Isn't that a penalty?
It wasn't actually. I don't think it was his hand. I think it hit his leg before his leg.
It was what?
What is this referee looking at? That was a foul on Jackson, and he did as if he didn't see it.
All right. So far, so good. The last 5 minutes, Mr. Shegun, what have you seen in this match?
It's still the same thing we've been seeing from the past 80 minutes.
And a chance there for Bournemouth over
resistance in this game. And you can just take it that Pochettino is already settling for a draw, you know, by those substitutions, bringing in Ben Chilwell and Matson in. It's like you settling for a draw and you just trying to play it safe at the back, not to concede a goal. Probably is very much okay with winning 1 point, but I'm not okay with that 1 point. I was expecting 3 points. If you watch the first half very well, Chelsea actually played a fantastic game in the first half and should have taken all their chances in the first half, but unfortunately they couldn't take it. And you're playing against a Bournemouth team who are very much compact at defense. So, but it's a game of till the game finishes. That's when you can know that the game is over. A goal can still come in this.
To counter against the Bournemouth side, and you can see Raheem Sterling from the left side. A pass there into the team box, and now in control now. Jackson with the ball, give it back to Gallagher. What is Gallagher doing? Passes down to the right side. A cross there. What is there? Back to Jackson now, Sterling. And what did he do? Try to this is on and on and on. I counter and go back, on and go back. You know, is that a good one for Chelsea, Mr. Paul?
I think the last 5 to let's say 10 to 5 minutes now, they've been playing end-to-end game, and I think anybody that scores first now will definitely take the match.
Yeah, anybody that scores now will definitely win. If Bournemouth score, we will say don't support the law. And if Chelsea score, it is support the law for Bournemouth.
It's actually looking like a game that went 0-0, so I don't really see any opening for both.
And let's quickly, there's an additional minute there. Regulation time is over. And how many minutes did the referee add there?
8 minutes.
7 minutes?
8 minutes.
8 minutes has been added there. And 8 minutes is enough to do the damage. And let's see what goes on.
I mean, we can still have a goal in it. After all, we saw yesterday, there are some late goals yesterday. So,
yeah.
Wow, injury.
A lot of late goals. And you can see Thiago Silva, the one they call the old one, is already holding his waist. And let's see if he survived that. You know, he has been good in this match. He has been part of this game. So, Mr. Sheyemai, what do you have to say about Thiago Silva? A lot of people have been saying, but to me personally, I love Thiago Silva. In fact, it's the defense of Chelsea, is the holder. Because I don't see any defender there apart from him. Who else? Can you say something about Thiago Silva?
All the defenders did very well today. Even Thiago Silva is not at his best today. Made some misplaced passes. In fact, had a very terrible pass in the defense that it was just that it was deflected off target. Could have cost Chelsea a goal. So I think he should be doing better. He should be doing better actually. As a senior man, well experienced. But for the season so far, he has been a bit above average. Not the best, and he's aging, so you can actually understand that too. But it's all good. We think Chelsea are in a building process. And
all right, Chelsea are in a building process, as always say, and it goes to who is from the right side now. They're trying to, see, what's his name? Sterling have actually changed position, right? And he has moved to the left side of the field. And back again, trying to beat from the right side of the wing. And who is there? And that should be, still in contention. And the goalkeeper was there at the right position to save that. So,
yeah, so far
8 minutes additional time. So what do you think Pochettino should do now? We don't have any time.
There's nothing he can
this
do.
fire brigade approach.
He has done everything he can do in this game. There's nothing to be done in this game.
I just think those strikers should be really disciplined. They've been terrible, lackadaisical, playing like an irresponsible player. Many of them up front has been irresponsible in this game. Starting with Sterling. Terrible, playing the game as if they were just terrible from Jackson to Sterling. Honestly, if I'm the coach, they'll be terribly disciplined.
Right.
I can't really wait for Nkoko to be back because
talking about Chelsea defense, to be honest, their defense have not been that bad compared to maybe other teams. They hardly concede goals like that. Yeah. But the problem with Chelsea is that they lack a creative midfielder and a proper striker. Finisher, yeah. Going forward, they are very bad. They can't. In fact, their attackers, I don't even know where they got them from. They empty net, they can't even score. So they need a proper striker and a creative midfielder. I don't know why Chelsea will go into through the transfer window buying defensive minded players. The midfield, all of them, none of them is creative at all. Yeah, so they need a proper number 10.
That was why we saw the proper number 10 in Kai Havertz.
Kai Havertz is not a 10. It's not a 10.
Is it what?
Now he plays 8 for us, or at times we use him as a 9. How you tell me
Kai Havertz is a central midfielder?
That is what he plays for us. We have our number 10 there. Odegaard is there.
So Odegaard plays 10?
Yeah.
And Kai Havertz plays as 8?
Yeah.
Wow. The 8 you are talking about, is this supporting striker, the central midfielder? Which of them?
Based on how we play now.
Yeah.
Because when you watch us now, you see that our defenders, they come into the midfield, allowing our midfielders to push forward. So that's why at times you think Havertz is the second striker, because the defenders have come into the field to allow the midfielders to push forward. So that's why most of you think maybe Havertz is our number 8 there.
I'm talking about that number 8. Are you talking about supporting striker or in playing as 8 as a central midfielder?
It's playing based on the formation we are playing. Most of our football, when we are with the possession, they all comes to the midfield. So it gives our midfielders the opportunity to go forward. So we are more or less like attacking with full force. All
right, you can see that it is still goalless, and now on 96th minute, 6 minutes has been played into the additional time. Just 2 minutes left to play, and it's still goalless. A draw. Well, will not be a good result for Chelsea, but will be a fantastic result for Bournemouth.
The corner kick for Chelsea at a very dangerous position. And let's see what they can do.
Yeah, might say it's a corner kick for Chelsea at a very dangerous position. That's the
yeah, corner kick is always dangerous. Yeah, because the first Champions League Chelsea won, our first goal came from the
defender. Yes, body was able to displace the positioning of Sterling, and he was not able to reach that. And it is Bournemouth trying to counter, and you can see is it Chilwell trying to stop that counter there, and the counter is still on. But who is there to stop that?
The Bournemouth goalkeeper, if they'll be goalkeeper as a man of
maybe from Chelsea end.
From Chelsea end, it has to be Ugochukwu. Ugochukwu has actually been fantastic in our midfield today.
But Gallagher has been better.
Gallagher has been outstanding in this match. Gallagher has been outstanding. Ugochukwu standing to the goalkeeper Sanchez also standing.
You can't.
Another draw for Chelsea, another 1 point for Chelsea. 5 matches, 5 points for the first time in a very long time. We are seeing such a result, but so far it has ended. We have seen it. So
last season was not like this.
So last season was not like this. So
because it's beginning to look like a foolish journey. Because when you are building a team, there's a difference between a team is not yet there, but they have direction. These guys are playing as if nothing is at stake. I can lose the goal and I'll still be smiling. What Sterling did today is pure mediocrity. Jackson, mediocre performance. And see, we have to be realistic about the issues of the game. When you are playing, the only player that I saw that he wants to win in this game is Gallagher. He was playing as if he wants to win. The other guys up front, terrible, playing as lackadaisical attitude. Honestly, it's terrible. It's terrible. Honestly, this performance, they have nothing to clap to the fans about. If it's a Lagos fan, they'll be stoning them maybe pure water or something on the field.
Yeah. All right, Shagun, wanting to take home.
Well, nothing really much to take home, but you know, just like last season, the defense has actually been good, and I think I'm very much impressed with Sanchez goalkeeping today. At least for the first time in a long time, Chelsea are coming back to four defenders, and we can see that the 4 defenders can actually work. If it's about the playing, just actually did a lot of playing today, you know, fantastic play from them. But the goals are not just coming. I think the wrong substitution actually cost us a lot in this game, and you have to look at it. Probably Modric shouldn't have been taken out because he was having a good game and looking like the best winger for Chelsea today. I was expecting probably but we saw the connection between the 2 players. So there's more positivity to come going forward. Though I was not expecting a draw in this game, I was expecting probably a victory. I was not even expecting a scoreless draw line between both. I was expecting a lot of goals in this game. But fortunately, it's a drop. It ended 0-0. Let's see. Let's just hope for the next match.
All right, let's just hope for the next match. And can you, Mr. Paul, can you just quickly tell us 1 or 2 things that Chelsea is not doing well?
Well, I think they need to go back to the field. I mean, to the training. Go back to the drawing board. Maybe they need to change formation again. Probably play a 4-4-2 formation so they can have somebody assisting Jackson. Because to me, Jackson alone cannot lead this team. And more so, they need what they call it, a number 10, like I've said earlier. They need a number 10, and which I don't think they will get now until probably when the window open again. So they should just switch to 4-4-2, so they can have somebody assisting Jackson for them to be able to score goals. Because as you see now, Chelsea have been, in fact, they've been a disappointment so far. I have 5 points from 5 matches. In fact, the point is not good for a team like Chelsea.
All right, the point is not good for a team like Chelsea. All the expectation for Chelsea is for them to actually win and comfortably win. Remember, this is Premier Sport Fan Center, and you remember to always send in your chats in our live chat, and also don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Just click that subscription button, and you will be part of the show. Remember, our next match will be the match against Chelsea, Everton versus Arsenal. That is the next match. That match will commence by 4:30, and we'll be here live to cover that match, and I hope you are going to be part of it. But lastly, before we go, Mr. Paul,
Yeah.
Mr. Paul. Now you have seen Pochettino, you have seen what they have done. You are not a Chelsea fan, but if I ask you, will you advise Chelsea give him more time?
Well, they need to give him more time, first of all, because if you understand that this Chelsea, most of these players are not the coach that actually signed them. You know, they keep on buying players for the coach. Well, and I think they should allow the coach to make his own signing. So the kind of players you work with, you can't just go to bring one player, give it to the coach.
Was that information coming from Pochettino?
But it doesn't matter.
Or are you just thinking for Pochettino?
No. Everybody knows that.
I don't know.
These players, most of these players are not. You as a Chelsea fan, you are supposed to know that. Most of these players are not. They are not Pochettino signings. They are not Pochettino signings.
It's not possible they just go to the market and go and
I'm telling you, they are not Pochettino signings.
That's not possible.
They are not.
Is that I'm asking you again. Is that information from Pochettino?
It's coming from the right source. I'm telling you.
Who is your source?
Who's the source?
You as a Chelsea fan, you should have known that.
Don't
one that could boil has been doing
assumption. You are
They should allow the coach.
You are assuming.
And they should give him time.
It's pure assumption.
All right, there is a message
here.
here.
If Arsenal used to assume for their coach, we don't assume for our coach. They will have to come and say it.
All right, there's a message here, and that message is from We have 2 messages here, sorry. Even 3 messages. One from Achanya Blessing says Chelsea for life. Yes, that is a good Chelsea fan who is always with his team, even though they are winning or they are losing. I like that spirit. Then a matter arising from Ivy says Chelsea will actually cherish the 1 point.
Like I said,
Yeah, he said they will cherish it. They will be happy with it. And we have my tick bro. We say Poch is getting sacked. No. That is the message.
There's no way he's getting sacked. There's no way he's getting sacked because this is not Roman Abramovich era. See, one thing that Chelsea just need is stability. It's going to happen. That is surely going to happen. I remember the Pochettino, the Conte, Antonio Conte's era. It was almost like this. By the time the team click, it's actually going to be a problem for everybody. That is it. The clicking and just the consistency is what Chelsea lacks right now. And I expect by now, Pochettino should be having his first 11. That is very much important. It's not about you tweaking players, tweaking formation. We're into the 5th game. By now, you should be having your favorite formation that he wants to use. That is very much important for him. Pochettino is a big coach, so he won't be sacked. There's no way Chelsea are sacking him just as I don't see that happening. This is a Chelsea side that even when Graham Potter was doing bad, they wanted to give him almost all the time to actually get back on his feet. So I don't really expect them sacking Pochettino. It's not going to happen.
All right, before we
for a long time.
All right, sorry. Before we come back to that Chelsea discussion, let's quickly look at some of the results. And in Strasbourg versus Montpellier, it's 2-2. It ended. Then Frosino versus Sassuolo is 4-2. And in the match in the German Bundesliga, Eddingham, there's a big chance for Eddingham, and it is 4-2 against Werder Bremer. And Villarreal versus Almeria, that match have started, and Almeria just shocked them Villarreal, and it is 1-0 in favor of Almeria. And that match, any moment from now, it will come to the end of the first half. It is the 45th minute already. And talking about Chelsea, talking about Chelsea, Shege, it made a point now. Okay. All right, he made a point now. So, when we come back next, we'll continue with our discussion. And that is how far we can go. That's how far we can go for today's match. Remember the match between Everton versus Arsenal is on the way. That match will start 4:30, and we'll be here live. You can see Polo, Arsenal fan, is ready for that match. He's already hitting his chest that right now, as it stands, Arsenal remain one of the best teams in the world. Well, that match between Everton and Arsenal will be able to say whether it's true or not. But for now, we will say goodbye, and we're back by 4:30 to cover that match.